Welcome, hello, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Urban 95 Nurturing Neighbourhoods 2.0 Network Learning Exchange webinar series. It's quite a mouthful, I know the name. So this marks the launch of this webinar series, and we are happy to have you all here today with us. But before we start, we have just one small sort of exercise we want to do with everybody here today. Is that because we do this virtually, we don't get a chance to really see each other and understand, who all we have with us today. So we just have one question that we want everyone to answer. You can just type in chat or, raise your hand if you want to unmute and speak. So just, to begin with, what is one interesting fact that you can tell us about your city? It can be anything. If you can just, tell us with your name, that would be great. Maybe I can start. So I am Chaitali from WRA, India, and I'm based in Pune. So one interesting fact about Pune, aside from the fact that it is known for its lovely weather, it's also known to be the Oxford of the East. But one interesting fact, if I were to say, is Pune, the old city, the core area, is divided into 18 smaller localities, which are called as pates, and each pate is peculiarly named after one day of the week. And the reason it is said to be is that each area would have shops open on that particular day. So that is one interesting fact about Pune. Yeah, so let's open it up to others. I'm curious to hear from someone else. Okay, I see somebody is raising their hand. If we can just unmute them. Um, Hi. Okay, we have Victoria from Netherlands. An interesting fact about, I'm sorry, I don't think I can get the pronunciation right. If you can just unmute and tell us, that would be great. Okay, the city has the biggest bike parking in the world. Okay, that's interesting. Ashwini from Pune.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Ashwini. Okay, yeah, yes, I hear someone.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
We
I'm
can hear
Chittaran
you.
here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, I'm Chittaran here.
Yes, hi, Chitranjan.
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Actually, I'm from Sambalpur, from state of Odisha. Who is
Okay.
Sambalpur is basically famous for their Sambalpuri cloth, that is a natural tie and dye and hand woven cloth. It is all over India and outside also. And we have a world largest dam called Hirakud Dam, which is constructed over the. These are two special things. And third will be one leaning temple. We called it Pisa Tower. It is a Shiva temple, which is leaning like Pisa Tower. So it's a leaning temple called situated at Uma near Sambalpur. These are three things which are basically famous.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir. All right, we are seeing lots of, okay, Pune, Amir, Ashwini, thanks. Yes, Siagat Fort. We have multiple lanes named after workers like Kumbharwadi, which was like potterers. All right, then one interesting fact about Srinagar. Interesting. One, it has a floating vegetable market on Dal Lake, yes. One of the very few in the world, and farmers sell fresh produce from boats every morning. Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that. Devi Kala from APD at Bangalore. Good weather, good historical city, small, big companies and more companies. Okay, I think small city, big and more companies uh, are nested there. Actually, from Seattle, US. Okay, currently in Pune, but she's sharing a fact about Seattle. It has assorted wooden troll sculptures in various part of the city. Okay, interesting. Thanks so much, Akshali, for sharing. Vishakha, yes, Kochi is known for its water metro. So yes, thanks for sharing that. Mrityunjay from Ranchi. Um, Okay, students, people visit for the natural beauty, but students from Bihar and nearby state like the city due to the educational opportunities it offers. Correct. All right. I think we have Delhi, we have Indore, which is known for its cleanliness. Yes, Asia's biggest bio-CNG plant is there. Lots of people from Pune, my colleagues itself, actually. All right. Akhilesh, you have your hand raised. Yes, please go ahead. Something about Udaipur.
This is about Jabalpur. I believe we can see the stories from Jabalpur. So
Okay.
Jabalpur is a city which has been known for 56 lakes and ponds earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from this, this has a wonderful place called Dhuandhar Beda Ghat, which is a World Heritage Site. This also has a cultural value because the Narmada flows from here, and the city has the most ancient temple. Apart from temple, it also has the natural waterfalls, and apart from waterfall, it also has a natural gardens, which is on the mountain, which is a mix of a good terrain. So this city is basically a city of culture and a very lively city you can see in this.
All right. Thanks so much. We will be hearing more from Jabalpur soon, but thanks for giving this historical context, Akhilesh. All right. I think keep it coming in the chat. I think we're all happy to hear and read from here. Okay, we have Thrissur, uh, which is a city in Kerala, which is known as a city known for its cultural and gold capital of the state. Interesting. One interesting fact about Ahmedabad, the logo of SBI Bank is based on one of the lakes from Ahmedabad, which is Kankaria Lake. Interesting. I think a lot of us would not know that. Vadodara, okay, hi Aditya from Vadodara. It has a rich cultural heritage, making it a cultural capital of Gujarat state. Yes, it does. Thank you so much, everyone, for that active participation and sharing. If I've not been able to get to your fact, sorry about that, but please keep it in the chat. I'm sure everybody would like to go through this. Um, I in the interest of time, we'll just start with the webinar. So thank you so much again for joining us today. So today marks the launch of what will be an insightful series of discussions between nurturing neighborhoods 2.0 cities, between experts, practitioners, NGOs, and private sector entities working in the early childhood development domain. A little bit about a background about what Nurturing Neighborhoods 2.0 program is. So the Nurturing Neighborhoods program is supported by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and Vanlier Foundation with the technical support of WRI India. And what it does is it aims to mainstream young children and caregiver-centric development in cities through supportive infrastructure and services. The program is working across 9 deep dive cities, which are Pune, Udaipur, Rourkela, Kochi, Bangalore, Indore, Jabalpur, Warangal, and Kohima to deepen and sustain efforts. And it's also working with a network of cities such as Thrissur, Chennai, Bikaner, Dehradun, Tiruvananthapuram, Tumakuru, Pimpri-Chinchwad, Dimapur, Bhopal, Ujjain, Gwalior, Behrampur, and Cuttack to adopt this lens in city planning. These network of cities are the recent cohort who has joined us in the program recently, and I hope we have a lot of them here today in this discussion. So welcome to all these new cities who have joined us today. The aim for this network of cities is to also support them to sort of ingrain this, adopt this lens, and how we are doing that is we are providing remote technical support to them through design recommendations, through capacity building, and also provide them access to certain resources, and also make them part of a global and national peer learning and sharing network. So this webinar series is initiated to start this peer learning and sharing, and each webinar in this series will spotlight work from different cities, highlighting good practices, insights, reflections from their experience of scaling young children and caregiver-centric public spaces. So coming to today, the first session, Making Public Spaces Playful for All, spotlights Jabalpur's pioneering journey as India's first city to launch a play master plan, which is known as the Jabalpur Khel Plan. So we will see more on that in just a while. But before that, I would like to first invite Mr. Prakash Paul, India representative, Vanlier Foundation, to sort of set the context for the webinar. Over to you, Prakash.
Thank you. Thank you, Chaitali. A quick check. Am I audible? Okay. Thanks and welcome once again to everyone, all the participants for this interesting peer learning exchange workshop. As Chaitali highlighted, she set the context. I will very quickly talk about why we are talking about young child and caregivers lens and mainstreaming in the city. So one thing that I observed during that small exercise or the energizer, what Chaitali shared with all of you, that everyone very proudly talking about their city. And the city is like something that all citizens always look as a vision. So that is the one lens, that city with a vision is something that citizen always proud. So from a foundation point perspective, the Valier Foundation perspective, why we are talking about mainstreaming. So that is one thing that I want to highlight to all of you. Maybe we have highlighted earlier also. I want to reinforce this, that the early childhood development is something that the foundation is actually very much focused and interested. And more than 70 years across the world, and in India, more than 30 years, we are working with this lens. As we all understand, early childhood is very important because the first 1,000 day or the first 2,000 day is very crucial in their overall development, because the way their neuron develop, the more than 85% of their brain developed in the first 3 years. Now, the type of experience they are going to get from their city is actually making those synapses more resilient, more conducive, more sustainable, and make that child a better citizen. And for that reason, the vision of the foundation is a good start for all children in the society. In that way, it's also contribute to the inclusive society. Now, with that objective, what we have actually, and today we are talking about NNC and Urban 95. I just want to very quickly recap on this Urban 95. Maybe a lot of people knows about this, but this is one of the flagship program of the foundation, where we are seeing our city from the lens of a average 3-year-old kid. How it looks like if you see the city from a 95 centimeter. What is the thing that you wants to make or wants to do differently, which make it more friendly towards the child and also the caregiver? Because when we are talking about a young children, it's the caregiver also. So Urban 95 programs bring that lens. It's the flagship program of the foundation across the world. And in India also, we are working with our partner. And now our partner WRI, who is our partner for the NNC2 also, is incorporating this lens, if I say more than 5 years. So Urban 95 is something we really proud to see that how stakeholders, different stakeholders in the cities are taking it and converging and making an impactful evidence on ground. Very quickly, in fact, Chaitali talked about this Urban 95 network of city thing. So this is something in this current phase, what we are doing, we are actually working with the partners, WRI, the government partners and other stakeholders to create a network where cities support each other, learn from each other to make it more conducive, a better environment for all children, especially the vulnerable children, vulnerable section of the society, to have a better start. And one thing, as Chaitali also highlighted, I want to add one, that today's launch of this peer-to-peer is also about celebration of all the wonderful work by the cities are doing. And today we do have this opportunity to hear from Jabalpur team and their pioneering work on a particular aspect of this, how they have mainstream. So with this, I want to make a last request to all the participants to see this peer-to-peer learning more proactively. So if you have questions, if you have queries, if you need more information, please feel free to put this in the chat also. And we will share what, as Chaitali highlighted, and we will share all the presentation. And if you have any follow-up question, or if you want any connection that with the Jabalpur city to learn more, that will be done. With this, I want to congratulate everyone behind this launch. And I will say that let's start and celebrate the work of this Urban 95 and NC2O. Over to you, Chital.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prakash. I think that was very, very aptly put. I think the work done by these cities does definitely warrant celebration, the amount of efforts they've been taking. And enabling this peer learning and sharing is definitely a way to do that. So thank you. Thank you so much. So now with that, I would next like to invite Ms. Madhura Kulkarni, who's the program lead at WRI India, to share an overview of the Nurturing Neighbourhoods 2.0 program. Over to you, Madhura.
Thanks, Chaitali. I'll just quickly share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, yes, we can see it.
Great, thanks a lot. Thanks, Chaitali, and thanks, Prakash, for the great context setting for the webinar. And hello, everyone. So I'm just going to give a brief overview of what this Nurturing Neighbourhoods is and what we've been doing, and what we are going to hear going forward in this webinar series. So firstly, I think Prakash did set the context of who we are talking about. So just to give a background of who are these infant toddlers, caregivers, who are these young children that we are talking about. They are children aged 0 to 5. Why 0? Because it also includes pregnant women. The children's development starts from conception to till they are born as well, and thus it includes all of these children from 0 to 5 years old. And then caregivers. Who are they? So in Indian context, caregivers are, of course, parents are there, but in Indian context, we see a lot of caregivers in our society, right? Our grandparents, parents, siblings, other relatives, neighbors, so many of them around us who are of different age groups, and and even the frontline workers, right? They also act as caregivers in Indian context in so many ways. So this is the audience who we are going to talk about in this series, and this is what we focus on. And why are we talking about them? Reason being that almost 80 to 90% of brain development of children happens during this time. So thus development or giving those early experiences to children during this time is utmost important. And then to give that, firstly, let's understand where do they go. Firstly, where do they need to get these experiences in cities is where they generally on day-to-day basis go to parks, Anganwadis, schools, healthcare centers, garden, or markets, various places with their caregivers. And what do they really need in cities? What do they need when they are out in the environment? They need to be themselves. They need to be outdoors, because that's where they're going to get more stimulating experiences. So how are our urban environments shaped like that? The other thing that they need is play to be able to develop better. So how are they engaging at home? How do they play with their caregivers? Are they able to play with other children? Are they able to interact with other caregivers? So, wherever they are going, are they able to play? And then what about caregivers? In fact, Prakash also mentioned this, that, the caregivers or these parents' well-being is at most important. Why? Because unless the parents' well-being, it is very much important for children's well-being as well. Children's well-being is dependent on that. So thus, how do our environments need to be? They need this group, this children and caregiver, they need to feel supported. They need to have ecosystem around them to feel supported. So who is this ecosystem? These are frontline workers. These are people in the community, neighbors, the frontline workers like traffic police. So are they helping out when a pregnant woman is crossing the street? And do we have a supportive ecosystem around them so that the parents are feeling safe, supported, and while they are outdoors? So at this juncture, this Nurturing Neighbourhoods Challenge was launched way back by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and Smart Cities Mission, with the support of course, Vanlia Foundation and WRI India, where, so many cities participated in this challenge and a lot of work happened. So around 180 plus projects got developed during this phase, which, which led to a lot of capacity building among city officials and frontline workers as well. So the journey that started in 2020 has now scaled into a Nurturing Neighbourhoods 2.0. That's why we keep saying 2.0. But just to give a glimpse of what has been happening is, there are various cities created parks and public spaces. They created doorstep play areas. This is a picture from Kochi. Then cities also upgraded their facilities such as Anganwadis, then healthcare centers. This is a healthcare center from Bangalore, which was made more comfortable for caregivers while they are waiting for long queues at health centers. And not just projects, cities also went beyond these projects where, the conversations around Anganwadis, the services that are getting imparted in Anganwadis, that became center of open conversations. So the challenge actually brought that up. There was a lot of improvements which were led by the local stakeholders. There was participation encouraged from the most vulnerable. And a lot of community participation led to activation of these spaces, which led to usage of these spaces by the right audience, or our target audience who we are looking at. So then the thing came to a point that, where should we increase our efforts? So these at the pilot stage, over 180 projects got implemented across 10 cities. So the point came was that where do we increase our efforts? What should the 2.0 be about? So one thing that through the program, what all the cities and us learned together was that, the projects need much more. Only doing some physical projects is not working out. Can our projects become more flagship to integrate various address behavioral barriers of why are we also looking at if these caregivers and children are actually able to access the services that are getting created, and also look at parental well-being, because children's well-being is very much related to parents' well-being. The other thing was that in order to scale this approach, in order to scale these pilots, institutionalizing this is very, very important. This lens need to be integrated and mainstreamed in every process and plans and policies that are getting prepared in cities. And the third was that can we reach out to the states to be able to share to scale across various multiple network of cities, rather than looking at one smaller group of cities. So these were the keeping in mind these three things, this Nurturing Neighbourhoods 2.0 got launched, where the idea was that mainstream this development in Indian cities, and not just in terms of supportive infrastructure, but also services, with the view to enhance health and well-being of children and their caregivers. So just broadly, what is happening across under this program is that we are working with, under the Urban95 program, there were 2 lighthouse cities of Pune and Udaipur, where there is a lot of deepening efforts or strengthening efforts are happening. There is deeper efforts happening in cities who were part of this Nurturing Neighbourhoods Challenge. And now it is also opened up to a larger network of cities who are also taking steps towards making their cities more young children and caregiver friendly. And as part of this, we are also trying to focus on targeted capacity building of stakeholders and building this peer learning sharing network. Out of this one webinar series is one of the things which is part of encouraging more peer learning and sharing, like how Prakash also mentioned. So the idea is here that diversifying stakeholders and building capacity across all levels is quite important. Then the other thing is that we are supporting cities in formulating high quality integrated projects. Cities are also enabling parental well-being into their work. They're also developing local ecosystems and institutionalizing and creating and putting in efforts towards institutionalization towards long-term sustenance. So these are some of the key things that the cities are pursuing currently. And today the network of the Urban95 India network, or the Nurturing Neighbourhoods 2.0 footprint looks like this, where it started with support in 10 cities to now over 20 plus cities are part of the network. And through this webinar series, we are going to see the efforts happening across all these cities. And I would like to encourage all of you to keep coming to these webinars. We would like to exchange a lot of cross learning and sharing, and also, like Prakash said, the celebration of work across all these cities. They are doing great work, and also to learn from each other. So what started as a challenge is now scaling at a larger scale at national level, and we look forward to work with all of you, and happy to encourage a peer learning and sharing through these webinar series. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mathura. Now that we have seen through Mathura's presentation what or how the Nurturing Neighbourhoods initiative is working to embed the young children and parental well-being in urban development. I think we can just sort of take a minute and reflect on how much we sort of truly understand about early childhood and early parenthood. So I would like to request you all to just a minute. Let me just share my screen for this. Yes. I hope everybody can see. All right. So I request everyone to please scan the QR code and join the. We have a small quiz for you. It's a very simple multiple choice question answer quiz, and it's basically focused on this early parenthood and early childhood. So request you all to just scan the QR code or click the link in the chat that one of my colleagues would have posted. I hope everybody has scanned the QR code. I'll just let it be there for a minute. All right. All right. So I hope you can all see. All right. I think we've already. Yeah. Okay. So the first question is, what is the average height of a 3-year-old? 95 centimeters, 115 centimeters, or 85 centimeters? Okay. I think most of you have answered this question. We have 28 votes for 95 centimeters, 12 votes for 85, and 1 for 115. Okay. All right. So the correct answer is 95 centimeters. And I'm glad that most of you know that. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. The next question is on what is the range of mobility of a caregiver with an infant walking with an infant or a toddler? And you have 3 options. One is 600 meters to 800 meters, 800 meters to 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters to 1,500 meters. Okay. All right. I think most of the audience seems to be well versed with the topic. All right. So we have 30 votes for about 600 to 800 meters, which is fairly right. It's about that range. And Yeah, so the idea is that, caregivers walking with infants and toddlers are usually limited to about 1 kilometer of their home, which is around up to 1,000 meters. So this is about right, and that is because they are, they have slower speeds of walking. So yes. All right. Next up, we have, okay, this is an interesting question. So post the birth of a child, what do you think are the kind of changes that are observed in parents? So first option is, mothers go through physical change. Second option is physical and psychological change in mothers. And the last option is psychological change in fathers. You can choose multiple options here. Okay, we have more words for physical and psychological change in mothers. Okay. All right. I think this is sort of the broad assumption that it's only the mothers that, who go through significant changes post the birth of a child. But I mean, evidence actually suggests that both parents actually go through significant changes. There is rewiring of, neurons in their brains as well post birth. So that is something that is a new thing to learn about in this about this group of people. Like that is ITC, that is we are focusing on. Physical change in mothers is, yes, obvious, that we all know. Thank you so much for um, your participation. All right, the next question, what kind of play activities are important for children aged 0 to 5 years? So first is risky play, where they could be prone to get hurt or they are playing in risky surfaces, nature-based play and sensory play. Again, you can choose multiple options here. All right, we have most votes for nature-based play. Interesting. Okay. All right. I think all of these kinds of plays are actually important for young children. And yeah, through the public spaces that we design, we do sort of encourage that cities, create such play opportunities for young children. All right, next question. What kind of play areas can help make parks and playgrounds more young children friendly? So first is adding play equipment such as slides and swings, which we often see in parks, creating a sand pit, or ensuring, a clean mode lawn throughout the park. Okay, I think sandpit for the win here. Um, I think, yes, all right. I think more on this later. Um, all right, next question. Uh, can transforming parks and public spaces from a young children and caregiver lens help to make them resilient? Okay, I think a resounding yes to this. Interesting. I'm glad to see that we all think so. All right, I think everybody is on yes here. Interesting to note that though. All right, next question. How can a city improve access to public spaces for young children and caregivers? One is by adding more parking spaces. Second is by adding CCTV and surveillance. And third is by adding stroller-friendly at-grade shaded walkways. Okay. I think safety and access is both being ticked off together. So CCTV and surveillance also seem to be on priority in people's minds. Interesting. All right. Okay. Next up, I'll go through quickly. How can public spaces support parental well-being? So first option is, by providing bright, colorful lights and loud music in public spaces, by having supportive staff at public space to guide parents, or by providing shaded seating, safe play areas, and clean restrooms. Yes, I think this was fairly obvious with the options that we have. Yes, agreed. We need supportive staff at public spaces and supportive amenities as well. All right. Next up, what kind of urban development supports development of young children and parental well-being? Yeah. Do you think having shopping malls with entertainment zones is important in cities to enable young children and parents' well-being? Or do you think walkable neighborhoods with green spaces are important, or isolated residential zones? Great. Okay. Walkable neighborhoods with green spaces and interactive play zones. Interested to know who's the one person who also has voted for shopping malls with entertainment zones, though it's a reality. That's how most cities we see parents and children spending time in their leisurely hours. All right. And the last question is about, this entire idea of peer learning. Why do you think this peer learning between cities and attending webinars on this child-friendly urban design is important? Does it help cities compete for funding and recognition? Does it allow cities to copy, to be inspired by each other's design? Or, does it help foster knowledge exchange, innovation, and collaborative problem solving? Okay, all right. I think we are on the same page there. All right, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I think I'm very happy to see this enthusiastic participation uh, for this exercise. So this was, I think, just sort of the tip of the iceberg, I would say. We don't usually think so much about this specific group of this young children and caregiver or parents, families. We don't think so much about them. But there is so much research and evidence that is already available, which needs to be understood to sort of help us take informed decisions as stakeholders. And on that note, to shed light on this aspect, I would like to invite Vishakha, Senior Associate WRA India, to take us through what is the Urban95 resource kit, which is designed to, help build capacities of cities and stakeholders to enable thriving environments for families. Over to you, Vishakha.
Thanks, Chaitali. It was a fun icebreaker and I really got carried away. Let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. Okay. So hi everyone. I'm here today to sort of share a very short orientation to the resource kit. As the name implies, it is a collection of resources or knowledge products that we have been developing over a course of time, like 4 to 5 years, as part of the Nurturing Neighborhoods program. These are made out of extensive research as well as the experiences from working on ground with various cities in various geographies, and to support the development of young children and caregivers across cities. So quickly about the resource kit. So as I mentioned, these resources are designed to sort of support cities in developing spaces which promotes young children and caregivers' well-being. And we can say these resources are in the format of guidelines, checklists, and various other tools, which helps in different phases of planning the projects, implementation, monitoring, and beyond. And these are spread across various domains such as parks, open spaces, early childhood development centers like Anganwadis, public health centers, streets, transit hubs, and all those places where young children and caregivers are frequently accessing. And these are organized into 5 sections like capacity building, planning, implementation, monitoring, evaluation, and learning, and good practices. And various stakeholders can refer to these resources at various stages of intervention phase and various other purpose, which we'll look into. So, as mentioned, we do have capacity building modules and on various topics, such as orientation towards what this early childhood lens is all about. Then, how do we do data-oriented planning? Then, various topics such as mobility, streets, public spaces, ECD centers, and all those modules which enhances capacities of various officials, various other stakeholders on the technical design aspects of it. And these modules can be disseminated across city officials to sort of scale this capacity building initiatives and make sure that the official city engineers are equipped to sort of design these spaces for young children and caregivers on their own. And we also do have some training modules on ECD, that is early childhood lens, which are often used to train frontline workers such as ASHA workers and Anganwadi workers to sort of help build a care ecosystem, because things are not just in the physical infrastructure. We also need to make sure that the ecosystem is also supportive for caregivers. So we do have training modules on ECD and also on behavior change, because while targeting a physical transformation, we are looking at various ranges of behaviors as well. So these modules are conforming into these capacity building modules, which are being disseminated across various cities. Similarly, we also share resources such as toolkits, which details out the process in which the spaces are planned, like from data collection to consolidation, analysis, and sort of putting together various design elements contextual to each situation. Likewise, for different domains, we do have toolkits which suggest what is the process that we need to follow for planning for different projects. Likewise, in these processes, what is very important is design guidelines. So in order to understand how do we plan these various components which are specific to young children and caregivers, be it the pedestrian crossing on a street, be it a bench that a caregiver and a child would use in a park. So when we get into the planning, we would like to know what is that specific dimension, specific measurement that each of these components should have. So these are put together as a consolidation of different guidelines on various topics. And we do have checklists in the format of audit checklist, which is a ready reckoner checklist just to assess the space. How is the space like? How it needs improvement? And after implementation, what has been the positive or negative impact? How has it really helped? So it doesn't end at implementation, and we have to keep monitor, evaluate, and learn, and sort of customize the interventions based on what we learn. Then we have also consolidated various good practices, which are best practices across the world, as well as those projects that have been part of Nurturing Neighborhoods program into various formats such as compendium, stories from the field, where the community themselves share their stories, experiences of using these projects, learning case studies where various cities have detailed out their processes of doing these projects. And we have also consolidated our previous webinars in the past few years, and also videos and capturing the experiences of city officials and communities joining hands together for this initiative as city journey videos. So some of you might already have access to this, as some of the audience is part of network cities or various other verticals of nurturing neighborhoods engagement. Most of these are also available in the public platform. But as mentioned, in the network cities engagement, we are focusing on building capacities of these cities, these network cities, majorly using these guidelines, as I mentioned. And so we have delivered various capacity building sessions across different cities, and we are happy to deliver more capacity building sessions on these topics as explained and as aligned to their ongoing and upcoming projects to sort of orient the officials orient all the projects towards bettering it for the young children and caregivers in the city. So who all can use these resources? Primarily city authorities, as I mentioned, in capacity building. Also in after the capacity building, this officials are solely equipped to sort of design these spaces by themselves, and also they can use these modules to so it is basically like training of trainers, where they themselves can train other officials in various agencies, various departments, and sort of equipping the city towards this development. Then technical organizations, experts can sort of use this in their training and sensitization programs. Institutions play a primary role in sort of building capacities of students, academicians, who all are in the relevant fields. And also community engagement is also important, as these resources will make community aware of what are they actually getting from the urban environments, and what do they deserve in terms of quality services. So in these processes, as Madhura was also mentioning, that these resources sort of help in sort of bringing community together. So these are some quick glimpses of what these design guidelines encapsulates. These guidelines sort of give specific specifications on various elements of design which are age appropriate. So what do 0 to 1 year old child play with, and how can we plan these spatially in different spaces? This is a glimpse from the Anganwadi design guidelines, wherein, in the limited Anganwadi space, how can we plan for play? How can we plan for seating spaces, shaded seating spaces? How can we sort of plan for different amenities, and how can we make it barrier-free and attractive at the same time, where children and caregivers feel safe and accessible to use the space? So not going further into the resources, but just a quick note on how are we engaging with network cities. So we do find, since this is a light touch engagement and our team is not based in these network cities, we sort of find a nodal team. And in engagement with the team, we sort of understand their requirements, the city's requirements, and sort of share relevant resources and help them to sort of find potential projects, and also conduct capacity building sessions to take those projects forward. And we also provide opportunities for knowledge exchange, just like this webinar. And these cities can also take steps towards institutionalization of these guidelines. So these are some glimpses of the capacity building sessions we have done in Chennai, Tumkur, PCMC, and various other cities. And as I mentioned, these are few examples of how cities have adopted these guidelines. So the first picture is about how Managing Director of Kochi Metro Rail Limited in our engagement has pledged towards taking metro a step ahead in terms of making it child-friendly. So the upcoming metro stations are going to be child-friendly, after how he had agreed to the recommendations after a detailed station audit. And I'm not stealing the spotlight of Jabalpur by saying what this is, but we'll come to know in the upcoming session by Jabalpur, as we'll see how they have launched the Khel Masterplan in the city. So thank you, and happy to sort of hear from all of you if you are interested to know about these resources. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Vishaka. Thanks for walking us through the resource kit. I think that the resource kit is really a crucial part in the journey of really scaling these public spaces. So thanks for that. And now for the highlight of this webinar, we will, shortly be hearing from Jabalpur. So Jabalpur is a winning city under the Nurturing Neighbourhoods Challenge, and a deep dive city under the Nurturing Neighbourhoods 2.0. Today, Jabalpur will be presenting its journey from, from the start, where they started integrating age-specific play areas for young children across diverse public spaces, to now where they have successfully developed India's first play master plan, which is the Jabalpur Khel Plan. Plan, which marks a pioneering step towards embedding young children in parental well-being and urban development. So without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Balendra Shukla, who is the GIS expert at Jabalpur Smart City Limited, to share Jabalpur's journey so far. Over to you, sir.
Hello, good evening all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. My screen is visible, I think.
Just a minute, it's loading.
Is it?
Yes, it's visible.
Hi. Once again, thanks to you for giving this opportunity to explain what we have done in Jabalpur under this NN 2.0 and earlier in NNC 1.0 program also. Thank you, everyone. First of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Balendra Shukla. I'm a GIS expert and assistant nodal of NN 2.0 in Jabalpur city. Our vision for Jabalpur city is aims to create a network for accessible and inclusive play spaces for young children as well as the parental caregivers by developing of a retrofitting parks, developing a new play spaces, open spaces, and nurturing as a culture of the play and fostering parental well-being. We are trying to be make our city as a playful city by the help of the BLF and the technical team, the WRI India. We have done so much of the project and so much small intervention in our cities. So these intervention has made our city as a playful city, and we are also doing the same for the next few years. As we all know that play is a crucial foundation for early childhood development, even not for the young children as well as parental also. We need some break for our overdue burdens for day-to-day activities. We need some break. We need some play opportunities along with our children. So by thoughts of this, we think that we have to do something for our citizens, for our young children, for our parentals. We have developed a Khel Master Plan, India's first Khel Master Plan, in where we have already make a unified document based on the existing database study of that, and we have just brainstorming with our technical partners, use the existing data sets and create a unified document. The name is Khel Master Plan. In that documents, we have incorporated what we have to do in next 10 years to make our city a playful city. The Khel Master Plan has been launched in May 2025 by our city officials, by our local representatives, and our technical team. What is in this Khel Master Plan? I just want to be explain something. Khel terms elaborate as a kids-friendly city, a city that is healthy and well-being for the parents and the young children, a city that empower their communities to actively engage in the city's development and promote importance of the outdoor play. Even a city where we can develop a level play opportunities for everyone, not even for the children as well as their parents also. During this development of this Khel Master Plan, we have adopted a data-driven approach. We used the data, analysis the data based on the outputs. We have prepared this Khel Master Plan, what we have to do, how we have to do, and in which timeline we have to do this. We have done a city level data mapping. After that, drill down to ward level data mapping, and after that, a site level assessment also. Analysis based on the accessibility and serviceability. These analysis comes out as in this Khel Master Plan. We use GIS data sets of the city. We marked each and every open spaces, play spaces, parks, gardens, whatever possibilities where we can develop or retrofit the places for the young children and the parentals. We use those places, mark each and every one on the our GIS maps and done the analysis, and then get at the analyze ward-wide serviceability of existing parks and open space. Then we have find out there are few wards. We have prioritized that in city level analysis. There are the 5 to 6 wards, and out of them 5 to 6 wards, initially we have selected ward number 12, Charles de Silva ward, where we have done a ward level analysis based on the accessibility and serviceability. Then what we have done it? We have done a household survey there. For site level assessment, we have done the focus group discussion with the RWAs and R. We have done a pupil moving count in particular those sites. We have done a intercept survey. There are almost other activities what we have done in there, and create a site level assessment database. In Khel Masterplan, we have target to ensure access and safe, inclusive play spaces within every 500-meter or 6-minute to 8-minute walking for the every households and neighbors. We have also tried to be ensured that in each and every play spaces and parks, we will fix around 50 to 60% spaces for 0 to 5 year children's, incorporating age appropriate activities so they can play well. There should not be any intervention with the others, elders and all other things. A dedicated places will provide a safe play opportunity for them. Ensure new and retrofit play spaces are safe and accessible for the young children. That is very important things to us. And caregivers, especially for the pregnant women or the elderly parents, grandmother, grandfather, who comes with their young children, they should be feel safe, and the play spaces are very much accessible for them. We create a greener and nature-based play spaces in all new and existing play areas, what we are already done under the retrofitting activities. These are some glimpses what we are showing you. Here we have done some nature-based intervention in our multiple parks such as Saraswati Garden and Gulmohar Park. As you see that in Manmohan Nagar, it is a ECD center. Here we have used the low heighted seating and all other things. Like in Braj Mohan Nagar, you can see we have a specific sand zone for the young children. So these are some small intervention what we have done in our existing parks and play spaces, and it was very much encouraged by the neighbors and as well as the local representatives for them. Before we have prepared this Khel master plan, initially we have set up our Khel cell. Khel cell is a group of the members where there are multiple departments, team leader and HOD are involved in there, such as TNCPs, such as traffic police, such as health officers, municipal corporation, smart cities, and some technical architects and all, even all visual WRI also. We had make a Khel cell, done our awareness and capacity building workshops, training together, brainstorming together, and understand the problems, engaging with the caregivers, neighborhoods, and RWAs, in particular that sites where we are going to be develop our play spaces or retrofit our play spaces, taken the suggestions from them, incorporated their suggestion in our development plans, and work accordingly. As well as we have already submitted this Khel master plan to our state head. We have requested that this Khel master plan toolkits, our suggestions, our implementation, what we are going to do in Jabalpur city that should be replicated in entire state. Jabalpur Khel Plan is discussed and developed with a one vision only, that we have to be create our city as a playful city, organizing regular community events, identifying our community champions, and as well as we have done a multiple MOUs and partnership with the NGOs and RWAs to the local sites. So what the development we have already done in their area, that should be sustained. They are local champions, so public takes their own responsibility. Ki this place is mine and I have to be take care that my own place. So this approach make them more sustainable. During this journey, we have till now we have identified that more than 21,000 plus young children are benefited in this program. I am very much thankful to the BLF and WRI. They have supported us, because without them that could not be possible. We have done so much efforts to be nudging almost young children, regularly engage their outdoor play and spending quality times with each other. We promote the parents will come together, they take their children outside from the home and play with them. So this will help not even the physical development of the children, as well as a mental development of the children's, and give some relax to their parents also. In this program, we have done several events, such as we have we leveraging the currently ongoing programs of the multiple departments, such as Pushan weeks is there. From the Anganwadi, we use that calendars and we promote our Khel master plans activities, how they can, what is the use of the, what is the use if the parents come with their children to outside to play, how it is more important to them. We explain these things to the parents and the caregivers in a variable programs, such as the multiple parks activities we have done. We have done community activities in a different sites. So not even we are making our own program, we use the other programs of the other departments to be incorporate our this awareness things to them, and now we are getting benefited from that. Towards mainstreaming young children's and parental well-being through play in Jabalpur, we are continuously working on that, and we we are planning to do it in the next 4 to 5 years. It is a very long journey. Initially we have just achieved some targets, and we already make some more bigger achievements to us, and set a target that we will do it in the next 5 to 10 years. As we have already mentioned in our Khel master plan, we have to be develop more than 600 play spaces in our cities in next 5 to 10 years, and we are working that. Actually, in NN 2.0, we have already selected 4 parks, 4 big parks. Along with the other small intervention, we have selected 4 big parks, and we are doing their this dedicated play space development, parental well-being activities, and develop the infrastructure that is used for the parents and as well as the young children. We already make a dedicated play spaces for them, and a specific nature-based equipment are going to be placed on those parks. So this journey is just started. It is not finished. We are working in it, and definitely we make our cities a playful city. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's inspiring to see, how the city is trying to build this culture of play, and how it has taken this bold step towards strengthening its commitment to making the city a family-friendly city. So thanks so much for that presentation. Now I would like to open the floor for any questions that there may be. Um, You can type in or just, unmute yourself and ask.
Chaitali, we have one hand raised.
Yeah, I see Ramesh raising his hand. Are you able to unmute, Ramesh? Hello?
Hello, wait.
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening. I am Ramesh. I am working as a project coordinator for the City Disaster Management Cell of Trivandrum Municipal Corporation. So, very good presentation. And congratulations to Jabalpur City and WRI for taking this good initiative. But still, I have few, concerns. Just want to know from the GIS expert. My concern is that what are the facilities which you have included for child with disabilities? Because they also would like to, experience the services, facilities of your centers. What are the activities you have included? If not included, do you have any plan in future to cater to the needs of child with disabilities?
Thank you, Rameshji. Thanks for these questions. I would like to inform you that for the projects we have already completed on those projects, we have included some specific play equipments for the special ability children's, even the safer accessible entry gates like that things we have already made it. And as I told you, the low height sittings and all that is especially designed to be set for any child whose heights or anything that cannot be very much common. All as well as we have worked for the NRC centers, that is ECD centers is there where the this type of so much childs are came to be get the medical treatment and all. We have already done some intervention on those centers to make cheerful. We have done a good cartoon paintings and provide some play equipments for them. So this type of small intervention, so the center is more interactive with the childrens and with the parents. So these activities have already done, and this is a good thing. You thought about that. We have already have some plan, and even we are planning in any one or two play spaces. We definitely make a dedicated play spaces for especially able childs also. We have developed a sensory path, sensory walls in our some parks, so every child can feel the nature based and other material based senses.
Sir, do you have any learning materials or knowledge materials on Braille so that these visually impaired child, they can read and they also learn many things about this?
Yeah, actually, we put it some equipment like that, so any visually challenged child can play with them. Although we have not put it any material that can be read and all, because we have done intervention for 0 to 5 year and mostly focused on the play activities, not for the reading and all. So we have put it some play equipment that sounds well. Those feels and sounds are different, so any child who is visually challenged also that can be use them and feel them.
Roughly, sir, roughly how many such type of children might have attended your these centers? Any rough idea, like?
Frankly saying, this time till we have not done studies how many this type of children has been benefited, but in next whatever the survey we will done in the next our next parks, we will also incorporate this category separately and get at the data.
Thank you.
So,
Hello.
thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I would.
Are you?
Sorry, I would request you to please mute yourself after you're done. Okay, we have some questions in the Q&A chat also, and I believe first we'll take Reena's question. I think she had her hand up. Yeah, Reena, if you can unmute.
Hello, thank you for this presentation. So I love the focus on play, but I feel that the elephant in the room is that cities, especially cities in India, are expanding roads and car infrastructure at an unbelievable pace, and I feel that without challenging that directly, it seems to me that it is very difficult to make play a part of children's everyday life. So, do you consider that a significant challenge? And how do you think that any initiatives on child friendly cities, do you think that they are even possible without directly challenging the fast paced expansion of car infrastructure in cities?
Actually, I quite agree with you, but currently the central government and state government, they are more focused about to the, you know, uh, development of the green spaces and open spaces, as well as the, road infrastructure and all. That's why the central have started the scheme. It's called Amrit and National Clean Air Program. And under those two schemes, they have given dedicated funds to develop the green spaces and parks. So currently, we are using those funds to develop our parks and green spaces and play spaces to make our cities well-beings for the parents and as well as the young children. So our responsibility is what we have to be used these toolkits, these designs, what the our technical partners are share with us, appropriates and make opportunities, playful opportunities, our city using these funds, retrofit our play spaces. So I don't think there is a challenge now. Earlier, it may be possible there was the challenge, but currently there are several schemes and it's no any issues to be challenged there.
All right. Yeah, Prakash, you want to say something?
Yeah, so basically, I just want to add to Balinder's point, and thanks, Reena ji, for highlighting that important, valid point. Because of the urbanization, there is a lot of focus on the road infrastructure is happening. But as we have started with, and in fact, Chetali also mentioned this, and Madhura also mentioned this, a young child on a day-to-day basis interact in a particular catchment zone. And we see that catchment zone as a neighborhood, which is a neighborhood which is within a 600 to 800 meter. So when there is an intervention is happening at a neighborhood level, all important component at the neighborhood, including the street, is actually the team and the city is taking care of. That at a neighborhood level, how to have a traffic calming measures, how we can create more safer and accessible crossing at a neighborhood level. Now, when you will have a good amount of neighborhood across the city, then we can see that city is moving towards that child friendliness. So this way also, in addition to Jabalpur, what we observed in our other cities across the world, that they are approaching this major white elephant in the room. That, okay, so that's a big infrastructure driven demand is there. But if you see it from a neighborhood level, it can be a part of a package. And more we create a child-friendly neighborhood, that finally help all of us to achieve the child-friendly cities. I just want to add to that, please. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Prakash. We have a
Excuse me.
question. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm Chittaranjan here.
Yes. Hi. Yes.
Yes. Sarji, wanted to know from you what kind of challenges you are facing during the implementation of the programs, plan and programs, especially with regards to the interdepartmental coordination and communication, and the response from the target community, you can say parents or something like that. So can you bit?
I'll just come in here 1 second. There's also a question kind of related to this in the Q&A. Maybe you can answer it both together. Rohan is asking that which government departments have seen the value of play and aligned joined hands for convergence, and what has worked towards convincing them. So yeah, one is about challenges and the other is about alignment.
Yeah, actually, because it's a long journey, we have working in this program since last 4 to 5 years. So initially, we face lots of the challenges like awareness to everyone. Even we don't know what are the meanings of Urban 95 when we started with that, and we have handholded and technically supported by the WRI. Then we understand the program, what is the importance of the program. Then we technically able to our department heads and as well as coordinated with the other departments. Initially, they thought that this is the just simple workshops and all, but when we have completed 1 or 2 projects and showcase them to our city leaders, our other aligned departments such as our health departments, we have done by ourselves to them, and we have completed the projects there. They see the results and they see the changes of that, then they come with us. Especially for the traffic police, we have done the several traffic calm measures in the nearby the Christchurch schools and all. We have done the sequence intervention on the roads. Several this type of activities we have done it. Then the traffic police also sees that yes, these intervention what they are doing that is affected on the road. So they come with us, they associated with us. What we are convincing to them, they accepted that, and they are acting as in our suggestion and advice. So I am very much agree with everyone that initially we have faced a lots of challenge, but now our city are very much convinced about this. We have to do it, and we make our all neighborhoods as per the child friendly and urban.
All right, we have one more question about what kind of financial mechanisms is Jabalpur thinking of, sort of leveraging to implement such city-wide play spaces?
Actually, financial mechanism is much more needed for the development, as everybody knows. So initially, when this program was started, a few projects was supported by the smart cities, and later on, we thought if we have to be expand this program as a city-wide label, we have to be make some alternatives. And currently, what we have done it, we have done two most important things. First, conversing the funds of the central schemes through the municipal corporation for development of the play spaces and retrofit of the play spaces such as Amrit and NCAP. So under this scheme, all the play spaces and gardens are already developing. So we have incorporated drawing and design as per our NN 2.0. We have make a dedicated play spaces drawing and design, and our municipal corporation department is developing those places. One is that. Another point is that we have a colony cell in our municipal corporation. Their most builder is developing their colonies, and they will hand over to the municipal corporation. We have done a good intervention, make a checklist. When we are hand over to the municipal corporation, there should be a checklist. We have already added a portion. Every colony who is going to be hand over to the municipal corporation, there should be a garden, and in garden there should be a dedicated play spaces for the young children and parental well-being. There should be facilities for parental well-being and the young children. So now this is already implemented. Whatever colony is going to be handed over in Jabalpur Municipal Corporation, this checklist is already implemented. Without that, they cannot be handed over the colony to the municipal corporation. The one thing is that another major milestone what we have achieved, we have discussed with our TNCP department, Town and Country Planning Department, who is making the master plan of the cities. They have already included terms, conditions in their master plan that every development in the cities where they are going to be developed or they are planning to be developed, there should be a specific dedicated play spaces for the young children. So these 2-3 things, major things that is already implemented just now in the recent year, those impact definitely we will see in the next 5 to 10 years, that we do not do any financial impact. It is automatically city will growing on and as per the path what we have already set it today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. All right. I think we have just one question about mapping. I think Aruna is curious to know, to understand how mapping was done at the city level for implementing the Khel plan.
Yeah, mapping. First of all, we have already have a GIS data of our cities. We have already mapped each and every parks in the cities. So we have done the analysis in which ward how many open spaces or play spaces is already available, and as per our norms in 500-meter or 6 minutes walking, what are the wards where the facilities are lacked. Then we have to be planned in which ward in next which year how many parks and play spaces need to be developed. So this type of data, use of the data, GIS data and the standard norms, we have made and plan our Khel Master Plan cities.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I think we'll pause here. If you have any more questions, please do write in to us. We'll definitely share a response over email. And like I mentioned before, we will soon share a recording of this webinar with everybody. So thank you so much for all your questions and your attention so far. I would just now like to request Vishakha to please come in again and share closing remarks.
Thanks, Chaitali. Yeah. So since we are a little over time, I'll quickly wrap up this session. First of all, I would like to thank Jabalpur team, especially Balendra sir, to showcase this inspiring journey of Jabalpur and kickstart a webinar series. This webinar series with a very amazing journey. So we could all learn about the efforts from ground from him through his words, and I thank everyone who has participated in this webinar and actively participated in the webinar, and we could hear very interesting conversations, and all those questions came from the participants itself that helped share insights from Jabalpur. Likewise, I would like to let all of you know that this webinar series will go on, and this is just a beginning, and we'll listen from various cities who are part of the network. We do have 20 plus cities who are part of this network in India. So very happy to have all your participation and sort of share all these insights and make this peer learning a success. So thank you so much.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining, and we will also be sharing a feedback form along with the session recording and takeaways. Please do fill in. That will really help us, plan these better in the future. Also, you will hear about the next webinar, which will be announced soon on the WRI India Vanlier Foundation social media pages. And also you can just, search for us using the hashtag Nurturing Neighbourhoods. So please keep a lookout for the next one. And thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.